Brian, 2017, difficult season for the club, but all clubs have those, don't they? It's a question of how you bounce back.
Yeah, it was an extremely, disappointing and difficult season, to be honest. There's no, running away from that. When you play for a club like Warwickshire, you expect high standards, and we probably didn't meet them last year individually and as players. So this year is, an exciting opportunity to put that right. Stepping down into Division 2, again, won't be easy, but hopefully, again, it's an opportunity now for us to start laying the foundations now for us going, when we do go back up, that we're going to be up there a long time, like we have been in the previous period of Warwickshire County Cricket Club.
And the Bears move forward under new captain Jeetan Patel and vice-captain Dominic Sibley. Yeah,
no, it's brilliant. Obviously, Jeets is a really good friend. I think he'll be fantastic at what he'll do. He'll bring, obviously, his experience, as he always done, his performance and his desire and his love for Warwickshire to that. I think it's very good that, again, we're looking at someone like Dom, who we saw in potential at Surrey as a long-term leader at the club. And hopefully there's other young guys as well that we can, shape into future leaders, because it's going to be very important. But yeah, I think it's a really good decision for him to learn, so that we're at that time when he needs to step into that role, he should be in good hands.
We've said it was a difficult season for the club last year, and of course it was a tough one for you personally.
Yeah, it was. I mean, again, when I always feel that when I play for Warwickshire, I want to set the standard. I want to lead from the front. And it was a very difficult year. I didn't score the volume of runs that I would have liked, certainly in Championship cricket. And I'm desperate now and as hungry as ever. And I'm working as hard as I can to make sure this year's going to be a good year personally, but also, like I said, leading from the front with the most amount of runs I can across the board in all formats.
So big runs is the target to help the Bears back into the Championship Division 1 at the first attempt, all being well.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously the goal. I suppose you look across, there's some good teams actually in Division 2, and it won't be easy. So, we can't be arrogant enough to think that we're just going to come straight back up. I think it comes from hard work. We're going to have to bowl very well and get 20 wickets every time. We're going to have to go out there and score a lot of runs. So if we have the mindset, of being humble, but going down, working harder than any other team in Division 2, we'll get our rewards, whether that's straight away or whether that's in a year or two. But again, it will be down to hard work, desire, not just because we're Warwickshire, we'll just come straight back up. And from what I've seen so far, the guys who are here, they've been working extremely hard.
There are some good sides in Division 2, aren't there, as suggested by Essex winning promotion and then winning the Championship the next year. So there is still plenty of depth to English county cricket. Yeah,
there is, and Essex are probably a good example, really, that things can happen pretty quickly. Like I said, sometimes you actually look across the board, we're probably the only county that hasn't had a little dip at some point. We've lost some players who have been around the team for a while. So it is a sort of a slight rebuilding period, but again, the quality we've got on the staff is as good as anywhere in the country. So it's a matter, like I said, if we have the work ethic to go with that and the desire, and accepting there's going to be a few bad days along the way as well. But when, watching the Ashes just recently as well, the importance of when you're on top, being so desperate to win and not letting opposition teams back in, that's going to be something we're going to have to do really well this year.
And there's no pre-season trip to Barbados or Dubai this season. It's a marquee on the Colts ground. Good preparation?
It is, yeah. Probably my wife's a bit disappointed that I'm not getting out of the house for a couple of weeks. But I think it is. I think the fact that going away is great. And when you go to Abu Dhabi and stuff, it's fantastic. You get outside and do that. But the fact that you can get on English wickets now for a period of time, I think will only help us to get off to a good start. I think from my point of view, I think we won the championship in 2004 and we didn't have a pre-season then. We were lucky with the weather. We got on the Colts ground a lot, but again, we got off to an absolute flyer purely for the fact that I believe that the bowlers and the batters were used to English surfaces a lot more than maybe you are when you go away on a pre-season as well.
And of course, you're on record as saying you want to play lots more cricket for Warwickshire. That's still the case?
Absolutely, yeah. I love every minute of coming into Warwickshire, not just the playing, but the training and everything. And yeah, I absolutely love it. Hopefully it can continue for a long time. Obviously, I've got 3 years left on a contract, which I'll keep doing. And like I said, I want to be leading from the front in terms of performances and making sure that the desire is still strong individually and pushing the team forward.
And Billy Quaife, of course, played for Warwickshire until he was 56. Is that a record that you'd like to challenge?
I'm not sure, Brian, on that one. 56 looks a long way away. But like I said, I love playing for Warwickshire. It's something that I always wanted to do. And you're a long time retired. That is things that a lot of people say to me. And I'm enjoying every minute of coming in and training hard. And I'm fingers crossed that this year is going to be a fantastic year for the club and individually. But as long as I can play, would be brilliant.